Sky News, Cumbria.
Let's take you through the identities of Derrick Bird's victims. They're slowly becoming clear, and so far we know the details of 10 of the 12 people killed. Sky Sources understands one of the dead is... Well, our correspondent James Matthew is at the West Cumberland Hospital in Whitehaven, where a number of the injured are being treated. And James, what's the latest you're hearing on how those are?
The figures haven't changed so far this morning.
Good morning. In other news this morning, West Yorkshire Police say human remains recovered from a river are those of the missing prostitute Shelley Armitage. A small piece of human tissue was recovered from the river. Rob, thanks very much for that. Time to get the business news. Now here's Darshini David with all the details.
Thanks very much, Charlotte. Well, UK house prices have recovered.
The news wall with the details.
In 1987, Michael Ryan shot dead 16 people in Hungerford in Berkshire. The 27-year-old also injured a further 15 people when he began firing at them randomly with 2 semi-automatic rifles before turning them on himself. Now, as a result of that, the Firearms Amendment Act 1988 banned ownership of semi-automatic rifles above .22 calibre. It also imposed restrictions on the types of shotguns that could be owned. But just under a decade later, there was another deadly shooting in Dunblane in Scotland. Thomas Hamilton killed 16 children and their teacher when he opened fire inside the school's gymnasium. The attack led to a nationwide campaign for even tighter gun controls. To buy or own a shotgun or a rifle, you now need to be over 17 years old and also have a licence for it. The application forms can only be obtained at police stations, and those certificates are only valid for 5 years. References from 2 other people are required. A police interview is also carried out, as well as safety checks to ensure that the weapons will be stored in a safe and a secure place. Officers may also demand to know exactly why someone is seeking permission to own a firearm, and they also have the power to revoke a licence as well. Those with previous convictions could face restrictions if they're applying for a licence. The weapons used by Derrick Bird are licensable, but it's up to the police to establish whether he had certificates to own or possess them.
Charlotte, thanks very much indeed.